Today on The Road Testament, I, Alex Roy, and J.F. Musial will discuss the history of unintended acceleration as depicted in the media from the age of the horse through the age of the car.
We also have news on the first episode of the new Top Gear season for this year.
I know what it's going to be.
What is it? Sure.
That doesn't. We need Jeremy Clarkson in this country.
That's all. Okay.
And we're not going to talk about why the Lamborghini Countach is the most important car since the Vietnam War. I'm not telling. Today on The Road Testament.
So what is on Top Gear?
Okay.
Royal Purple is the performance oil that outperforms. More power and torque, reduced wear, better economy, longer oil life. It's so good that 25 out of 28 of America's top high-performance engine builders relied on it at this year's Engine Masters Challenge. Why? Royal Purple delivers real-world performance. Royal Purple, the performance oil that outperforms.
Do you like driving? Do you like driving maybe over the speed limit? Do you have a radar detector? Do you have a foreign car? Do you like sports cars? Do you have an exhaust? Do you have wheels? Do you like aftermarket parts? Well, if you do, you have an enemy. Something in common with me and maybe even with JF, because the media is not your friend, it's not our friend. Now, to understand this, we have to talk, we're not talking about Toyota, we're talking about Road Testament's biggest fan. 2 weeks ago, I suggested if you like driving fast, now is the time to get a Toyota at a good price, get in it, and if you pass a cop, call 911 and claim something is wrong with the car. JF.
Jim Sykes from San Diego, California, owns a Prius, and well, he called the cops on Monday in the middle of the afternoon, claiming that his car could not stop. It was stuck at 94 miles an hour.
Actually, well, let's go through what he said.
Yes.
And you can tell me what it means.
We're standing on the brake pedal, looking out the window at him, and he said push the emergency brake too, and laid on both of them.
Laid on both of them. Sykes says that did the trick. The car slowed down, but only to about 55 miles an hour, so he hit the button to turn it off. He says at first the car would not shut down, but that eventually the Prius coasted to a stop after about 20 minutes.
He was going 55 miles an hour, and then the gas pedal did something funny.
Well, he was trying to pass someone.
He was trying to pass someone in a Prius. This guy should get a ticket, even for bothering to try. And the pedal jumped, and it just stuck there. Explain what that could possibly mean.
Well, here's what I do know. The media is confused by...
No, I'm confused. The pedal jumped. He pushed the gas pedal. What were the possible explanations for what happened?
Pedal got stuck.
So hardware problem.
Hardware problem.
Or?
Electrical problem. But you got to keep in mind, if the pedal was stuck, that is a hardware problem. Now, the Prius has never been recalled for a software problem.
All right.
It was recalled for brake issues.
Because of
keep that in
mats.
Mind. Yes. No, brake issues and the mats.
Okay, but look, even if there was a mat issue, he says the mat was not in the way.
Yes.
And you know how he knows that? Because he leaned down at 94 miles an hour to check, which is
insane.
Guy's the he's the
Michael Schumacher.
Fangio of checking Toyota gas pedal problems at speed. Then he says the pedal wouldn't do anything, the brake pedal.
Well, the CHP that pulled alongside of him after he called the cops said that they smelt brakes.
So the brakes
were working.
Okay, and they couldn't overpower the 103 horsepower of this.
110 horsepower.
Unbelievably. Not only is the green, it's like a Porsche 918, it's so good. Okay, it eventually came to a stop. Matt was perfect, and it came to a stop. Why? Because he pushed the button to shut it off, didn't shut off. A few more times he pressed it, and then
it shut off.
So what would explain that?
You know what?
Can you stop the Prius engine while it's moving?
According to the media, you can now.
Amazing. And then he didn't occur to him to hit the brakes or hit the emergency brake pedal.
The foot brake, yeah, the left foot brake.
Until the cop car came up.
Yep.
This guy's unbelievable. He's like Cirque du Soleil. He's got his right foot on the pedal standing on it, and his left foot on the emergency brake, and simultaneously getting the engine to shut off. I mean, that's incredible.
It's incredible. Now, what we're trying to get at here is that the media is kind of blowing this out of proportion.
Well, how did the media say? The media is suggesting that the car stopped because
the CHP car got in front of it and slowed it down.
Which is a nice picture of that all over the internet.
All over the web, we see the police car in front of the Prius stopped on the side of the highway. That's not how the car came to a stop. The car came to a stop under its own power.
Well, or lack of power.
The police car only pulled up until the last few miles per hour to actually just make sure it stopped.
All right, look. This is following the same pattern. I'm not suggesting Toyota doesn't have problems, but the media coverage is following the same pattern as all the classic automotive, Audi.
Audi, yeah.
All right.
The Audi 5000.
People said the unintended acceleration, and then CBS staged a demonstration.
60 minutes.
Right,
Yeah.
and Audi got annihilated. Their sales dropped to nothing.
And then they spent $1 billion
Developing.
the B5A4, which saved the company.
Let's go to the next scandal. Which one? SUVs.
SUVs, which weren't really SUVs, but rather the tires on SUVs.
Well, wait a second. You don't need to be Descartes to know that a truck is less stable than a sedan at speed and emergency handling.
Yep.
And that, how many of you guys inflate your tires or check the inflation at a regular interval?
Oh, I know the Fast-Lane Daily audience
Probably does.
They know that they should be doing that.
Well, apparently the Ford SUV owners weren't.
Yeah.
And can anyone name the manufacturer of the tires that took the heat for all this, when in fact it was the SUV owners who were failing to inflate their tires correctly? Anyone can name that company? No.
I still can't.
And what happened next? American manufacturers were
Considered to
made
be yeah.
crap for years.
Yeah. That was the next big thing in the media. Terrible cars.
I have an M5, but recently, what company made a sedan that beat BMW's M5?
That would be a Cadillac with the CTSV.
Amazing car.
Absolutely amazing car. But no one really knows that because, well, it's part of GM and GM is bad.
How many of you guys know which company has risen the most in reliability and quality last 18 months?
Ford.
Ford, okay, that's not being reported this week, and they make some great cars. And now you have Toyota. Now, in every one of these situations, there was a problem, if not a design problem, who knows? And it fit the pattern of the Six Sigma, which is the standard.
Yeah, you're allowed three or four flaws per every million units. That's acceptable.
And you know something, and that's the bottom line here is Toyota has a problem, every manufacturer's had them, but we have a problem of media coverage.
Yes.
And in the same way that anyone who loves driving has probably been victimized or made fun of or seen something incorrect said, somewhere in the press, now Toyota's the victim of that. And well, the good news is, for every scandal, there's some technologies developed to come out of it.
Yeah.
Audi,
yeah.
shift interlock. SUVs, tire pressure?
Tire pressure monitoring systems are now standard in all cars.
Correct. And in the case of Ford, they had to make really good cars.
Yep.
And you can now buy one. If you like the LFA, I got over 100 messages saying that you love the LFA. Now's the time to buy one, and I'm sure they'll be real cheap in about 5 years. So I think I'm tired of this topic because I love driving.
And we have to put it to rest because Toyota, they will overcome this problem. There's no doubt in my mind that they will.
And if anyone is scared of getting a Toyota, I suggest consider the failure rate of horse sanity, because I guarantee you runaway horses were a much greater problem when horses were the primary form of transportation, and that cars, which were considered an environmental solution to horses, increased the safety of everyone who wanted to go anywhere. And I think it's time to end this.
Yeah, definitely. And I want to hear what people have to say. Please leave your comments below. And
on the Road Testament page on Facebook.
That and on YouTube as well. The question I have to ask before we end is
why?
Jim Sykes,
he looks like the guy on CSI accused of committing the crime who says he did it because he wants to be on TV.
We don't want to accuse him of lying to the authorities and to be on camera.
No, but he should.
A lot of things are to be. A lot of things need to be answered about the situation.
You know who is?
A lot of things went wrong.
He's not crazy
at the wrong time.
He's not crazy. He's just hey, I know what it's like to want to be on TV, and but that's another topic. Tomorrow, Leo Parenti. Thanks, guys, and I'll shave my head next week so I don't get any more baldy comments. Goodbye.